Hello all, Serious Thieves here, back with some more gone fishing. We're back on the Lush fishing base, and I've done a little bit of addition to the end of the dock there. I think this is a little bit fancier. The other end of the dock I did a little bit of an addition to as well. I added some stairs in case we want to go release fish or fish in shallow water from the stairs close to there. We're going to get swamped if there's a storm. But we are going to do some fishing today. But first, we're going to talk about fishing in general and what we're trying to do or accomplish here. Something that we mentioned last time was distances of depths and things to fish at. We got a hole here for 70 U or deeper, and we've got a platform over there for 20 U or shallower, and anywhere off the docks is in the 50, 40, 30 range, somewhere in there. So we've got a wide range of depths, but we don't need depth at all, to be honest. You can, in theory, catch any depth of fish in any depth of water. Shallow fish can be caught in deep water. Deep fish can be caught in shallow water. It's possible. You just get a lot better odds. So we're going to go over a couple keywords. If the storm hadn't caught up with us and gotten so loud, let's try to hop on here real quick. I got a couple of fish here. Maybe it's a little bit quieter. If we don't get knocked off of this thing, we should be able to... You know what? I'm just going to take these. And hopefully we get lucky with finding the things that I need to find on these things to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, there's a couple of key words on various fish you're going to be looking for. Here's some rare fish here. The two keywords I want to pay attention to are typically and only. Those are the two main keywords. There are a couple other keywords we'll go over. Thrives, you see that on this one here. Creature that thrives in, and versus found in. Then that one isn't as hard and fast, but it's pretty obvious what it means. For some reason, thrives means the same as only, and typically means, typically it's pretty accurate. So you don't need to fish in the deepest of water, because this one says typically found in the deepest of water. But it does say thrives in lush, humid, and temperate environments, so that does mean you do need to be on a lush, humid, or temperate planet. You won't catch this fish, the colossal mossback, on a cold planet, for example. So thrives means need, and only means need, and everything else is technically optional. But that's why I'm building these bases, because, I'd rather build a nice base and, well, not even a nice base, just a simple base, where we can fish and save a little bit of effort, because this does take a long time. Completing our catalog and guide on fish, it's hours of work. It's a lot of work, and we're not going to do the entire thing on recording, because that's just too much. I think Captain Steve was saying it takes him 3 or 4 hours, or maybe 4 or 5 hours per planet type. Lush planet type, 4 hours? No, we're not going to do that all on recording. We'll do some today. The other thing I wanted to talk about fishing is in your cataloging guide here. You can see, if we go back to the first page here, we've got 3 different categories of fish that you can see. You can see colored in fish, you can see grayed out fish, and you can see question mark blacked out fish. So the blacked out fish means I have never seen this on any of my other saves or during the expedition. This save went through the expedition, and that's why so many of these are grayed out. However, one of my other saves also went through the expedition, so any fish that it caught and this one didn't will also be grayed out. Your other saves show up as grayed out fish. Oh, that one's colored in, it's just gray. However, both the grayed out fish like longjaw snapper and the ones you have caught on this save will tell you their details. So if you're trying to catch a longjaw snapper on this save, you'll know where to catch it. It's an uncommon catch. Doesn't say anything about anything. You can see this one here says found in, not thrives in. And found in is always followed by in many different habitats all across the galaxy. So that just tells you, you don't even need to know the difference between those two keywords, but the two keywords you do need to know are only and typically. So that's typically found in shallower water. Let's find something that says only so we can tell the difference here. There we go. Only rise to the surface during the night. So you can't catch this fish during the day. Only during the night. It means only. And typically means typically. So you don't need to build a base and find a 70U or 100U deep pit of water to fish in, but it can help. The other thing we can talk about is bait. They've been, I would say, I thought they were nerfed and improved. But if you have an advanced save and you can make stuff like the bionic lure or the spicy chum, which is pretty easy to make actually, and the magpulse lure, I totally recommend it. They're amazing now. Even the magpulse lure for stormfish has a significantly better rarity improvement than it used to. We're not going to use that one though. We're going to use, well, we'll show the bionic lure. 94% rarity improvement chance. The No Man's Sky Assistant app has some more detailed information about the breakdown of exactly what these are helping you to catch, but I don't know how accurate it is, and I don't know how accurate this number is. I don't know what these numbers mean at all compared to what the detailed in-game file number mean that the app has access to. But I'm just going to go by these, and spicy chum is good enough for me. So let's fish a bit with some spicy chum. Oh, and KJ brought this up. I'm a big dummy for forgetting this. I found this out myself on the expedition. Tap the H key on keyboard to see your depth while fishing. Same as to see your temperature or distance to a target marker, approximate location. Don't need to hop up in the air and activate the jetpack. Now I did, okay, call some moss back, we already had one, thanks. I did have this building connect underneath to make just a pit of water here, but apparently that affects how shallow your cast is. If there's structure beneath your fishing line, that can block your depth, apparently, which is interesting. That leads me to believe that you could just terrain manipulate down to 80 or 90U deep and fish in that hole. It's maybe an experiment we'll do later on today. Oh yeah, there's another thing. I also saw KJ talking about the difficulty settings for fishing and how they're adjustable. Ooh, I think, no, that one can't be new because it didn't show up as a new catch. Typically found in shallower water, and we're just fishing in 77U deep water here. Oh, something else I would like to do. Make some space for these new fishies that we might be catching. Don't need these old bones. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the difficulty settings for fishing. So, we can change those, and there's a couple of options. I don't want to actually change them because I usually don't change the settings on my saves at all. Yeah, difficulty down here. So this should just be a standard normal mode save. I never locked it because this save was made long before you could lock it. I suppose I could lock it now, but I just never even go into this menu. Ease of use, here we go, fishing timing. So the keyword here is timing. What fishing timing does, actually it says right over there on the right hand side, increases or decreases the length of time in which to react to a fish biting on your line. So this doesn't make anything faster, and this doesn't make anything take longer, except that it's easier to miss your catches, and therefore you've wasted time fishing and you got nothing and lost your bait. So challenging provides more challenge, but none of these make things faster. So you won't be speeding anything up. Well, I suppose. Watch, we're gonna do a fish, we're gonna catch a fish. We gotta wait for this to turn green and for the line to go taut to count as a hooked fish, right? When it does, we have about, I would say on standard, 2 seconds to react, which is a huge amount of time. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to leave it on standard. But we usually react pretty much instantly. We're watching the line. and when it goes taut, I click right. How long did that take me? A millisecond? Less than 1 second to react to that? I think we're going to be okay on that. If we had changed that to auto catch, it would have saved me an entire millisecond of fishing time. So technically, it's also a little bit faster because first of all, we would never miss. Our bait would always be put to use and would always result in a catch. So it's definitely easier. And if you want it to be easier, go ahead and make it easier. I'm going to leave it on standard. I don't mind paying attention. It could be very helpful. I've seen people who do speedruns and stuff using this because, well, they haven't done speedruns of this expedition, but I've seen people who generally are very up above board with cheatery stuff do this because they're trying to pay attention more to their stream chat than they are to fishing, and that's absolutely fair. Pretty good use for the auto catch feature. I don't think it helps you all that much, just saves you from wasting a bit of bait if you were to click early. On my next one, on my next cast, I'll show you that part. How the bait disappears. So you can see we have 251 of 251. Well, 251 of the spicy chum bait. That did not change when the fish got reeled in. That changed not when I cast it. Right now, see, it's cast, it's in the water, it didn't change. If I back out of that, if I right click, we're not cast anymore, I still have 251. If we wait just a second and the fish start appearing and take their first little nibble, that's when it'll go down to 250. At that point, and 250, there we go. At that point, we're locked in. So now it would be wasted if I clicked and held, or if I backed out. And it saves you from doing that to be on auto catch. So there is that. All right, let's go do a little bit of shallow fishing here now that it's daylight. What we could or should have been doing is that I think this save has shadow lure as well. We should have been using that. We have 5 dangling orbs, so we're going to use these to fish during the day. Well, it sure looks like day. I haven't checked the actual time yet, and that's something that I do want to add to this base. It does already have solar power, but it's buried, so it doesn't show. And we want a solar panel to show us whether it's day or night. Only active during daylight hours. There we go. We caught a common fish, new heaviest, and it's a very low amount, so that's a brand new fish that I've never seen before. Oh, we have some storms maybe cropping up here. I do want to try catching some stormfish. And we do got to get going in a minute because I want to tackle. Oh, we just caught that guy. Okay, and it's also a record. Maybe that wasn't a new fish. Okay, over here maybe because it's not really in the way of anything. Let's build a solar panel. Yeah, I've got everything I need here. And we don't even need to connect this to anything. In fact, you know what? I got a little bit of a platform here. This is very out of the way. I'm going to put it right there. And we'll connect it up anyway, even though we don't need to. Where is stuff underneath? You know what? Doesn't matter which one we connect it to. They're all connected. Okay. Let's take a peek underneath while we're here, because it's part of the base too. Put some roof tiles in to hold this up. You know, it doesn't really need to be held up. We're not playing Valheim here. Otherwise, this would never float in the air like that. But yeah, just some structural foundation pieces I thought looked nice. And yeah, that's the base tour. Let's go to a couple other bases I set up between episodes that have nothing built at all. Other bases. Oh, it's somebody's birthday on my... I got a notification. So I set up a desert fishing base, and I want to go and I want to catch a fish that says thrives in, and something that doesn't say, I want to see what the desert one says. I want to know what that is. So this is the location. Oh, just in the middle of the air. I forgot about that part. We got storms here. That's cool. Now, if I recall correctly, somewhere around here, yeah, that's really loud. Somewhere around here is a 70U deep place to fish, and right here obviously is very shallow. So let's switch our bait. Wrong button. To magpulse lure. We're in an extreme storm. Switch back to the fishing line and do some casting. Doesn't matter, shallow, deep. Like I said, it definitely helps. It'll make it a lot faster. So when this base is done, I will fish in the proper spots. But for now, we're just trying to catch a desert fish and see if desert fish is even a category. I assume it is, but I don't know what it'll say. Dry environment, arid environment. Catch landed in the limited water of its arid and hostile environment that survives in. Okay, so there's another keyword I haven't seen yet. Thrives and survives mean that it can only be found there. So yeah, there are desert-only animals. Oh, okay, well, it still says storm. We're going to cast one more with the magpulse lure on. Pretty much no matter how late you catch your fish, as long as it said storm, when you cast it, you have the potential of catching a storm-only fish, but we didn't. Alright, let's change our bait back. Oh, we filled up our inventory, did we? Yeah, that does happen when you're fishing and not cleaning your inventory of ancient bones that you've done weekend missions with. Yeah, we got 1.5 billion. We don't need to sell bones. Okay. Out of the way. What do we want to use? We want to get rid of the dangling orb and make up even more space in our inventory. Yes, we do.
Extreme night temperature detected.
It's the night. You know, I'm going to back out of that before we use the bait. What time of day it is? It's 18:30, so it just switched over to nighttime here, wherever we are. Ooh, I just saw out there an abyssal horror. So let's use our nighttime only bait, the shadow lure, and see what we catch here. In a whole 2.4U deep water. Wow, it's loud at night too. Starfish, just an uncommon. That's an anywhere uncommon. Alright, 5 of these. And we're going to have to call in the freighter to warp because I believe this star system has no space station. Electric eel. It's an arid planet only, so that's new for us because I've never fished on a desert before. Uncommon, cool. Yeah, over here then. Oh, I wonder if we can fish past that ridge and see what the depth is over there. There we go, little tiny fish, caught that one, and it's just a mud crab that's found anywhere. Let's try out there. What's the depth over here? Ah, 23U. Got 2 more shadow lures. They're not too difficult to make either. The daytime and nighttime ones aren't too bad. It's really the bionic lure and what's the other one that's hard to make? Well, hard to make for a new save. Rockfin, relatively common catch. It's a new record though. I'm not too concerned about weight because in your catalog and guide, that it shows up your heaviest catch already. So you don't need to hang on to your heaviest catch because each fish themselves stack. So a 2-pound rockfin and a 5-pound rockfin, I guess they're not pounds, they're kilograms, whatever. They're the same in your inventory. They sell for the same. They have the exact same value. They're a common fish. They're not worth more or less. You get the same nanites for each one. It's just no point in worrying about their weight except for records. Oh, will only rise to the surface at night, a rare catch, and it's an only arid and hostile habitat. That's cool. Candlefish. Oh, that sounds familiar. Maybe there's something that sounds named Candle from a hot planet, because I have fished on hot planets before. But that is what I want to see, and this is, our last lure. A reef eel, habitats all across the guide. Okay, so let's go back into the catalog and guide, real quick like. Check out our fish. Let's see if we can tell by name here. Blistering eel, toxic, okay. Bitter scale, shrieking viper, proto balding. I'm looking for something that would indicate hot. Ionized indicates gamma. Alpha, radioactive as well, okay. Boiled, here we go. Boiled snapper, adapted to high temperature waters of scorched worlds. Good. And yeah, there we go. Perfect. That's what a candelabra octopus is, a high temperature. That's what I found. Cool. We're gonna have to go find that on a hot world. I just wanted to make sure that hot and arid were not the same. They aren't in the galaxy map, so I didn't expect them to be. Oh, you know, what we can do. Since this does work and I do want a desert fishing base, we'll just make this our desert fishing base. I just put a base computer down because I landed somewhere that just happened to have the places we want. But we could do a little bit of building today. Alright, let's float up in the air here. Let's go over to wood. I don't know how many of these we can build. Oh, 250. Let's hit the V key so it's not trying to snap to anything, and we can place it up in the air if we want. Like if we go down under the water, go like that. Place it right on top of our base computer. And then we can turn snapping back on, and there we go. They don't have to face the same way. This is not our permanent base. All I want is this. Good. I even have the materials. Don't know why it isn't snapping to the floor or was phasing through. Oh, I was going right between the crack. It's possible to place these things. See how it sinks down? Anyway, we're just going to put it here then, in the middle of a floor piece. And we will also need some power. And we're not during the day right now, so I'm going to do one of these things. There we go, and now we have a base. Oh, that is a little bit higher up than I thought, but that's fine. Quick, we only have a half an hour until this power portal runs out of power. Alright, let's head to this one here. I didn't even name it. This is on a redacted planet, I think is the procedural name, but this is an exotic planet. So I want to see, because we never fish on exotic planets during the expedition either, I want to see that there are indeed specific fish that are only caught on exotic planets. And I thought this was a very nice one. It's got a blue-purple sky and blue water. And I don't know what color the soil is because I landed in the ocean. There's storms here. Oh, we got bouncy creatures. And birds, obviously. I did scan some of the fishies already. And if I recall, right off the edge here, we don't have any bait on, but I just want to see the depth. 72U, right off the edge of this thing, so this is a pretty good spot. All right, let's put some bait on and do a bit more fishing today. Yeah, let's go with spicy chum. No, you know what? Let's use up our bionic lures. I have 120. This save has lots of lubricant and lots of plants to make more lubricant. We're not in any danger of running out of bionic lure. So let's use our legendary tractor in some deep water here. See what we can catch on an exotic world. Oh, almost tricked me. Vector fin, haunted homeworlds. Okay, yeah, that's definitely different than the Lush one. So this would normally count as a Lush world, I think. We could go check the shoreline to see what it is. If it's got trees, or what kind of trees it has, I mean. But all of these exotic worlds are sort of based on one of the types. Or two. Giant witch fin, haunted homeworlds. Cool, rare catch. Well, this is nice to see, and I really like the weather here. Well, the atmosphere here, I should say. The weather, I don't know about. There are storms occasionally. Yeah, there you go, superheated rainstorm. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, that's not the one that's biting our line, though. Get over here. Giant ray, colossal creature. Okay, it doesn't say stormy yet, but it will after this cast starts. So we'll switch baits after this, and we'll fish during the storm here. Something else I like about this exotic world is it doesn't really have a chromatic filter, so during storms the colors don't significantly change, except that there's a storm. Obviously the sky color gets cloudy, the water gets rough. Ooh, sunspot eel. Cool, only active during daylight hours. Neat. Alright, we're in our storm, so let's switch off of this. There it is. See if we can catch some haunted world stormfish. And haunted has me wondering, is there something beyond that? Are there multiple kinds of redacted or exotic world that we can catch fish on? A rockfin is very common all across the galaxy. Don't want to use all my phosphorus because I think we need that for spicy chum, but I've got lots of spicy chum. Hundreds of casts, and they stack really high, which is great. Inverted brainfish, that's a haunted one, but it's only common. It can only be caught during a storm. Cool. The more of these we get out of the way, like storm-specific fish during storms, the better, which is why I always want to switch over to magpulse lures wherever I am during a storm. Even if it's caught anywhere in the galaxy during a storm, it's still a much more rare fish than anywhere caught in the galaxy. Yeah, really nice colors here. Blue and purple. Teal, I guess. But it's a very nice combo. For me. That's another thing that the auto catch lets you do, is look around. You can enjoy your scenery while fishing. I just thought of that now. Just realized now. One more benefit of the auto catch, and that really tempts me to turn it on. I would love to be able to pan around and look this way and not have to worry about if there's a fish on my line or not. I can see the line is still... Oh, look at my ship. Whoa, look at it go. Yeah, I can see the line in certain directions, but if I wanted to pay attention to the scenery... Nah, I'd rather just not mess with my settings at all. Ooh, okay. Rare catch for most anglers, but not only during a storm. we're running out of time here. I don't know how long the storm will go on. I'm going to keep fishing during it. We'll do one more cast after this one. See what we get. Looking for one more stormfish to end on. Well, there we go. Oh, I gotta get this one in fast. It says storm clearing. So extreme storm is still up on the screen down there. Ooh, our depth is only 65 out there. I gotta cast closer to me. So storm disappeared. But we caught one after it disappeared. But we cast before it disappeared. And can only be caught during a storm. So yeah, if you cast first, yeah, you can catch after. But that will be it for today. Until next time, everybody, have a good time.